Hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
There are moments in games that you can't forget. Moments that burrow into your mind like a splinter, a deep, persistent discomfort that stays with you long after the screen fades to black. The Crow Mauler is responsible for one of those moments for me. In Fear and Hunger, you encounter plenty of weird, terrifying creatures, but none quite like the Crow Mauler. The first time you meet him, he feels like just another brutal boss lurking in the depths of the dungeon. But once you get to know him, you realize he's a lot more than that. Sure, he's terrifying and nearly impossible to beat on your first try, but there's something oddly fascinating about the way he's woven into the fabric of the game. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Crow Mauler, who he is, who he was, and what makes him such an interesting and memorable icon for the series. Before he became the embodiment of terror that roams these forsaken halls, he was Captain Rudimer, a man from the kingdom of Rondon, a soldier, a leader, a man of purpose. At least, that's who he once was. His mission was clear: purge the dungeons of the filth and madness that had claimed him. He wasn't just a warrior, he was the last hope for the kingdom of Rondon. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. In 1590, as if answering the dungeon's twisted call, the madness of the ancient catacombs spread like a contagion. It infected everything, including Rudimer's mind. Supplies were dwindling, and desperation sank its claws into his soul. Trading the Cube of the Depths, an artifact whose power was incomprehensible, for food and supplies with the cave dwellers was his last act of sanity. And that was it. The final shred of his humanity snapped. Rudimer, now completely consumed, wandered the depths of the dungeon in a feverish delirium. He abandoned his noble cause and succumbed to the dark whispers of the abyss. Clad in nothing but a sheet of cloth, with feverish dreams of crows tearing at his mind, he became something else entirely. He became the Crow Mauler. I didn't know what I was walking into when I first encountered the Crow Mauler. At first, he was just another cryptic figure standing behind bars near Tortor's lair, a shadow in the hallway that really creeped me out. There was nothing overtly threatening about him then, just an eerie sense of waiting. And then came the bed. Simple, right? Just another bed in the dungeon that seemed like a good place to rest. But then I made the mistake of sleeping in it a second time. If you're familiar with Fear and Hunger, you know that things aren't always as they seem. Sleeping again triggers a coin flip. Fail it, and the Crow Mauler shows up by your bedside, ready to ruin your day. And by ruin, I mean make you regret every choice that led to this moment. The Crow Mauler emerges from the shadows, his eerie presence shattering the silence with a chilling message. A terrifying presence has entered the room. It's a warning that you don't ignore. And by the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. The battle began and there was no escaping it. I had no choice but to fight. Fighting the Crow Mauler is like trying to battle a tank while riding a tricycle. His attacks are straightforward but brutal. The Maul, his basic move, slams you with a huge amount of damage while leaving you with broken bones. It's painful, sure, but at least you can take it. What's worse is the peck. This isn't some ordinary attack, it's an instant kill. If he gets you with this, it's game over for that character. He has this weird way of picking off party members one by one with it. making it feel like you're just waiting for the next fatal blow. But as much as he can obliterate your team, the thing that stands out the most is his flock of crows. This move blinds your party, which means you're basically stumbling around in pitch black, hoping you can land a lucky hit. It's annoying, especially since you can't really do anything about it unless you have the right gear. Having head armor helps, and the Iron Mask, yeah, stops it completely. So there's a little bit of strategy involved here. Get the right equipment and you might just have a chance to survive. Of course, if you're smart and lucky, you'll aim for his head, not his body. The Crow Mauler's body is practically invincible, so you need to take out the head. Easier said than done. It's a lot harder to hit than it looks, but that's the fun of it. It's all about the resource management, throwing knives, throwing darts, spells. You'll need everything you've got to take him down. Even after the fight, the Crow Mauler doesn't really let up. The dungeon is a maze, and once you've faced him, you'll feel like you're being hunted. He starts popping up in random places, usually near exits, letting you know that he's still here. It's not just a one-and-done deal. Once you've crossed paths with him, there's always that nagging feeling that he's lurking around the corner waiting to make his move. If Le'Garde is with you, and lucky you, by the way, the Crow Mauler becomes even more of a problem. He'll start showing up almost everywhere, keeping you on edge and making each room feel like a potential ambush. It adds a bit of tension, though, because it's always that question of when he'll show up, not if. You don't know, and that's what keeps you alert. And that's what makes him so much more than just a boss fight. He's a concept. The Crow Mauler isn't just an adversary, he's the embodiment of the dungeon's unrelenting corruption. A man who tried to purify the darkness only to be consumed by it. His story is a grim reflection of the futility of trying to control the uncontrollable, to fight the inevitable. It's as though the dungeon knew from the start no one can escape it. You fight, you die, you become part of it. At the end of the day, the Crow Mauler isn't just a tough fight. He's a character who fits perfectly into the world of Fear and Hunger. He's a tragic figure, a man who set out with a noble cause only to fall victim to the very darkness he sought to eliminate. He's a reminder of the dungeon's all-consuming nature, but he's also a part of what makes the game so compelling. The dungeons aren't just full of random creatures, they're full of stories. Stories like Rudemer's, which show you how easily a person can be consumed by the madness. Even after you've defeated him, the Crow Mauler's presence lingers. His soul, which you can take from his corpse, gives you a decent stat boost, so there's some reward for taking him down. But more than that, the fact that he's there, in the dungeons, means that you've experienced something unique. And that's what makes him fun. He's not just a monster that appears to be scary. He's a piece of the dungeon's twisted puzzle. In the grand scheme of Fear and Hunger, the Crow Mauler is one of those memorable encounters that's just fun to look back on. Sure, he's difficult. Sure, he's creepy. But he's also part of the game's charm. The challenge of facing him, managing the battle, and overcoming his attacks is satisfying. Crow Mauler is a boss that's tough but fair, and that's what makes him so interesting to fight. He's got his own lore, his own tragic backstory, but in the end, he's just another part of the dungeon's strange, nightmarish world. And really, isn't that what makes Fear and Hunger so great? The weirdness, the challenge, the way everything fits together. My appreciation for him is much deeper as a fan of the Silent Hill series as well. He's very reminiscent of Pyramid Head as an iconic figure for the game, and I'm gonna guess that's not a coincidence. So, here's to the Crow Mauler, a memorable, intimidating, and ultimately fun boss to face in the dark, twisted halls of Fear and Hunger. You'll probably die a few times, but when you finally take him down, you'll know it was worth it. But anyways, that's all for now. If you liked this video, be sure to let me know down below if you'd like more Fear and Hunger content. Turn on notifications and check out this video over here. You might like it. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch at PercyTV. Live streams are coming soon on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 9 p.m. CST. Link to my stream is down in the description. Go check it out. Would love to hang with you guys live. I'll see you later.